Well, everybody, hello. This episode's being recorded under some pretty weird circumstances. Now, welcome back to my tiny little house episode number. I think we're on 15, 14 or 15 now. If it's episode 15, okay, actually, no matter what number of episode it is, both of these things ring true about the episode is that we officially have lost media for the show, guys. That's right. We officially have My Tiny Little House lost media. What happened was I woke up this morning, Monday. This is, by the way, as of me recording this, it is Monday, almost said May 19th. Well, it is May 19th. Monday, May 19th, roughly 2 p.m. I'm recording this episode, and that's because I woke up this morning, and by this morning I mean 11 a.m., which is pretty much almost midday at that point. What do you consider morning to be? We're putting the Apple Watch in the breast pocket. What the hell was that? It sounded like an ATV just turned on. Anyways, so I woke up this morning, and I was like, it felt like one of those mornings where it was like out of a cartoon, like a Looney Tunes cartoon, where it's like, just like, and I woke up and I went, oh, rub my eye, yawn, and I smack my lips because they always do that. I don't know why they always do that in the cartoons. I have no idea why, but that was my vibe this morning. And there's dog hair all over this microphone still. I thought I cleaned this thing. Damn. Okay. So I woke up this morning and I go to check my phone because usually what I do is I make sure that the Patreon episode is up, because at that point 11 a.m. it should have been up, and I see, oh, the Patreon episode didn't get uploaded. Interesting. That's not a big deal. I'll just go onto my computer, which should have the file still ready to go. Then I remembered something. And that is that I didn't delete the original video file. I deleted all of the content that makes it up. So, for example, like the audio file, the video files that make up all the episode. And I always make the Patreon cut first. I was going to upload the YouTube, Spotify version of it today, basically. But now we're back to square one because I have to re-record it all. I don't know what happened, but there is no trace of the podcast episode at all on my account. Or on my computer. Why am I saying account? I'm a little scrambled today, and I'll explain why. I'm always a little scrambled, aren't I? I'm an egg, as they say, and I'm a little scrambled right now. This is your brain on drugs. Do you guys remember those PSAs from back in the day? Anyways, so I'm like, what happened? Where did it go? And I start going around, looking around on my computer, and I cannot find the video file. And I organize them for the most part. I organize them very well. I know exactly where they are whenever I make these episodes. And no, the episode is gone. We have My Tiny Little House lost media. Granted, it wasn't that great of an episode. I think of it as kind of one of those things where, how do you say it? You're put into a really bad situation, so you're kind of required to, jeez, I didn't know it was going to be windy today. You're kind of like required to improvise a little bit. That was kind of what happened today, is that I feel like this put me in a position where, well, I got to put some content out there. I know the Patreon cut's going to be late on a Monday. Luckily, Tuesday, you guys will be seeing this, hopefully. I mean, unless somehow this goes missing too. So anyways, yeah, we have My Tiny Little House lost media. We're lost. We can add that to the list. We can make a YouTube video about it. We could have like a bunch of YouTubers make a YouTube video about how there is now officially lost media. I expect to be in one of those compilation videos by the end of the year of lost media, because boy, oh boy, it was that episode just the most riveting episode of the show. Admittedly, it wasn't. I kind of like when I woke up and I realized that the episode was gone, and I realized that, like, as far as I'm aware, there is no recovery for me to get this episode back. Like, this, it's gone, right? Like, it's into thin air. I was almost kind of glad, because I was like, well, I didn't like that episode anyways. Well, I didn't like it anyways, like kind of sassy. No, I didn't like that episode anyways. I didn't like anything about it. Not that I didn't like anything about it. It was just one of those episodes of the show where I was like, I looked at it and I was like, man, this could have been just so much better. It was gonna be an off week anyways. just because I was just super busy with some IRL stuff going on, which is all good, all for the most part good IRL stuff. Something came up last night, and that stopped me from streaming, and I don't like when that happens. Anyways, we're back. We're swinging again. I don't know, what do they say, man? Fuck, dude. I had such an interesting weekend. We'll get into that in just a moment, though. What was my weekend like? What did I do? And also, we are going to get into the well, I don't want to announce it just yet, but the Patreon. If you subscribe to the Patreon, there's going to be potential for some very interesting content on the Patreon for this episode as the bonus, because of where I'm going after this, where I have to go after this. I won't explain in the video, or why, but there's potential that the Patreon extended edition of the podcast won't really be a podcast. There's potential that it might be a little more of a vlog style thing, but that's if I can get away with recording here. That is not here, but where I'm going. Anyways, yeah, I saw this as I was like, you know what, this was kind of, at first I was upset. At first I was like, I went through the 5 stages of grief. Was it 5, or how many stages of grief is it? Is it 5? What is it? I went through all the stages of grief of losing the episode, and then the acceptance, which is the final stage, is acceptance. The acceptance of that grief was, hey, I can improvise something kind of at the last minute here in this really windy field. Which I want to mention that it is colder today than usual, which is why I got a hat on. Well, no, I got the hat on because my hair is a total mess today. I got a real rat's nest going on. That's because I had hell of a weekend. Excuse me. I also have I have some very exciting. I guess I should plug this real quick. New YouTube video out. I played Schedule 1. Go check out that video. I did also realize that some of my audio for the most part. This is a little editor's tip. Listen to your videos when you edit them. Listen to them with headphones and then without headphones, through a speaker or something like that. Because you pick up on a lot more, I think with speakers, you pick up a lot more on the dynamic range of how things actually sound. Versus with headphones, it's directly into your ear. You don't have to be as, you don't have to do as much sound mixing, I think, with headphone listenage. However, with speakers, you realize how quiet some things are. And I realized in some of my videos, there's audio cue jokes and stuff like that just don't pick up on my, I watched it on my smart TV. I watched a bunch of my videos and I was like, oh crap. I really bit the butt on that. I bit the butt on that one. That's a new thing. I'm coining that term, bit the butt. I really bit the butt on that one. I think it was supposed to be nip that in the bud. It's not butt. It's not butt, by the way. It's bud. B-U-D. I found that out. That's kind of like a happy as a clam moment right there for a lot of people, I think. When I found out it wasn't happy as a clown, it was happy as a clam. When I always, we're kind of circling back to the field episode, which kind of on brand that we're back in another field. Different field this time around, though. Different location. This time we have a bench, which is nice. But that wind is, oh boy, that wind is vicious. That's a vicious one. I'm craving hot sauce right now. I don't know, like a Frank's Red Hot right now. Just a bottle. Cracking open a bottle of Frank's Red Hot with the boys. Oh boy. Well, I guess I should talk about my weekend and what I did. So, I always say this to myself. I'm always like, man, I'm at an age now where I feel myself not slowing down, but I feel the consequences of my actions a whole lot more now than I did, say, for example, at 19 to 22. I would say I hit the wall at 23. I don't know if I wouldn't say I hit the wall, but I think it was 23 years old for me was when I started to realize that it's oh man, if I stay out till 2 a.m., that's gonna have ramifications the next day on my life and my ability to get things done. And that was very much the case this weekend. On Saturday night, I decided to stay out way past, the drinks were flowing. We had some people over at the house. We were it was kind of a last minute thing. I only say that because I'm worried that some of my IRL friends are going to watch this episode and be like, why did I get an invite? It's because literally it was very last minute. And it was just it was mostly me and my brother's friends. Not really. I didn't invite anybody because I didn't think we were going to do a fire in the backyard. But I legit was like, this fire's not going to get going. The wood's too wet. Lo and behold, I was wrong. And the fire starts going. The drinks keep pouring. We have a big wind gust blowing in right now, which is great for an audio-based show, right? Anyways. And I'm one of those people that I would say you get like 3 solid drinks in me. And obviously they're drinks, they're not solid. 3 liquid drinks in me. I'm going to kind of just go with the flow with whatever's going on. Except I was the one creating the flow. I suggested to my friend, okay, now it sounds weird. I suggested to the group, I was like, yo, guys, it's midnight right now. Like, it was definitely like midnight, past like the time that we should be out. Let's go to the diner. And we went to the diner that like all of us went to back in high school. You all had like the diner, right? And if you don't have the diner, then I don't think you actually like went to public high school. You went to some kind of like boarding school and you're being fed caviar from a silver spoon or something like that. No, it's like everybody at least in America in high school, you all had the diner. And we ended up going to our diner. Why is it windy? I feel like it's every time I go to record something outside, I get the wind. It's like my curse. It's like my curse. Anyways. Damn, the light shining off this one car that's parked over there is like really reflecting badly on my eyes. I wish I brought my sunglasses out here. But I'm like, guys, diner right now. And that was such a clutch move. Nobody, for the record, we were all safe. We had a designated driver. No, none of that drinking and driving bullshit here on the podcast. We don't condone that. We don't support that. I almost punched the mic out of my hand. But yeah, that was a very nice move, but it was definitely one of those things where like by the time I got to the diner, I mean, like my brother drove us, and like on our way there, I kept thinking to myself like, I don't want to be in the car right now. I want to be at the diner, eating something good, and then I want to be back home immediately after. It's that transitional space in between that I really didn't like. I was like, I want to be at the diner, and I want to be home. I want to be stuffing my face with some food at 1 a.m. right now, because by the time we all collectively got together, it was about 1 a.m. And then we were out till like 2. And boy, I got home at around 2 a.m. Which, boy, oh boy, I woke up yesterday after getting maybe like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and I wanted to like climb out of my own body, physically manifest myself in the room, and kick my own ass. Just for doing that, just for even the notion of staying out past midnight above the age of like 22, because it fucked up my whole day yesterday. So I'm like, oh goddamn, like I'm feeling like crap. I'm tired. Like everything is just so like, It didn't even drink that much. It had nothing to do with the alcohol. It literally had to do with overextending my ability to stay awake. That's what it had to do with. It had nothing to do with how much I had to, because none of us really even had like a lot to drink. It was mostly a vibes-based experience. Oh boy, we got like some more people pulling up here. But yeah, no, that was, by the way, guys, you guys remember the rule where whenever I'm doing this show, I become an English teacher. And that's my vibe right now. I'm the English teacher talking about staying out past midnight. That's going to be like a long-running bit now, isn't it? I have a feeling, okay, they're filming me. I'm being recorded. Hello. I'm also recording myself, so it's fine. Yeah, no. So I stayed out past midnight, stuffed my face with a Greek wrap at like 1 a.m. Man, you don't really realize how much, like, how's it pronounced? Tzatziki sauce, chicken, lettuce, tomato, onions, peppers. You don't realize how much that's going to hit at like 1 a.m. until you're in that moment craving some Greek food at 1 a.m. It was a delectable, delightful experience. I have no regrets. It was amazing. But yeah, here, 1 second. Oh, looks like gonna get. Yeah, no, that was amazing. It was an incredible experience. What's going on? What's up? Totally lost my train of thought. What was I doing? Oh boy. This episode's a mess already. I can already tell. But no, I mean, okay, let's go back to, anyways, sorry about that, guys. I thought, so somebody pulled up here. I mean, this is a public space. I know my rights. I'm within my rights to be recording here. I sound like one of those sovereign citizens. You guys ever watch sovereign citizen videos on YouTube? That's a good binge. That's binge worthy. I thought I was about to get talked to for some reason by this one guy. Holy shit. No fucking way. There's like a vulture. What is that? Hold on a second. I'm turning the camera. Oh my God. Do you see that? Oh, I don't want to show, wait, I actually don't want to show too much of like where I am right now because this is not far from my house. There's like a vulture or a turkey or some shebang, some ordeal over there. What the heck? I feel like that thing shouldn't be out in the daylight. In broad daylight. Anyways, reset the camera back up. Oh boy, this is a fun episode. But yeah, if you're ever out past 1 a.m., I highly suggest a Greek wrap. Just chicken, lettuce, tomato, onion, peppers, tzatziki sauce with some French fries. French fries with hot sauce, not ketchup. Oh my God. So amazing. There's nothing quite like, it's becoming such a food-based podcast. There's nothing quite like getting served just a cup of hot sauce to dip French fries in. There's nothing quite like that enjoyable experience of, because first of all, ketchup is gross. Like, let's be so honest, let's be so for real. Ketchup is gross. There's nothing quite like dunking it in some Frank's Red Hot. I'm not picky, by the way. There's some people who are so picky. They're like, oh, you like Frank's Red Hot? Well, I like Texas Pete. I like hot sauce, man. I just like hot sauce. In fact, we are shopping for hot sauce today. That's a little bit of a clue as to where we might be going for the video or for the Patreon exclusive. That is if we can do it. There is a very high probability that we are going to be asked not to record there. And it's going to be more vlog based. And if that's the case, we go back to the Goose Park, which if you don't know, over on the Patreon episode, or over on the Patreon, I went to this one park to record an episode and there were geese and there was a whole thing. And now we call that place Goose Park. That's Goose Park. But yeah, I got home. I realized how like awful it is to stay out past like 1 a.m. or even like it's just like midnight. Staying out past midnight over the age of like 23 for me is just the worst thing ever for me. I'm going to become the least productive person the next day. I'm going to lay in bed and binge watch movies on Tubi TV, not sponsored yet. Until it's an acceptable time for me to go back to sleep. That's another thing is like, I can't just like force myself to sleep. We've talked about this before with my horrible rampant insomnia and how nasty it can be and how much it affects my life and my ability to do things and how I get like a random bout of insomnia. It probably doesn't help me to be staying out late. But oh man, that rap hit though. Sometimes you got to do it. You know what? That's the thing though, is I get 3 drinks in me and I'm such a go with the flow person. I'm going to do whatever everybody else wants to do. I'm just going to be like, we could be up till like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. playing PS2 games. We could be like, hey, it's 2 a.m. and this cool club just opened up. Do you guys want to go? And I'll be like, let's go, baby. Let's go. It's my bar for entry there is very minimal. I will say, well, no, maybe I have changed in some regards there, but not by a whole lot. I would suggest if you were out with friends or you're in that situation, I do want to make one slight suggestion, is that if you're looking for food, don't do no Wingstop, no door dashing, like none of that. Safely, if you can, either have a friend drive you or Uber to the nearest diner and have a diner experience. I felt like I was back in high school again. I felt like I was just like transported back to another period of my life. In fact, when we were there at like 1 a.m., there was, in one of the other booths, there was an actual like group of high schoolers. And I could tell they were kind of making fun of me and how I looked because I looked so disheveled. I caught one of them on the way out recording me, like taking a photo of me or recording me. with like they were like using Snapchat, but they were like using the front facing camera. So I just looked over and I'm in frame of somebody else's camera, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm like the freak of the night right now. This is awesome. That's exactly how I want to be right now. I want to be the freak. I'm the freak of the night right now. Because man, oh man, I looked disheveled. It was just me, a fire pit, stuff in my face. Well, I mean, there was no fire pit at the diner, obviously, but we would just come from a fire pit, so I smell like smoke. Maybe I have some soot on my shoes. And my hair is just a complete mess. That's why I'm wearing the beanie today, though. My hair is a complete mess. That was, oh man. I wonder how I looked to them. I wonder what their conversation about me was like on the way back. They're like, did you see that motherfucker? I don't know if they call me a motherfucker, but they're like, did you see that guy? What a freak, or something like that. And they were like, we'll never turn out like him. We're going to be young forever, right? Like, we're always going to be young and youthful. And then one day they turn 19, or wait, what did I say? 22, 23. And it's all downhill from there, baby. I'm telling you, man, the minute you turn 23, you're pretty much old. According to Twitter, that's actually true. But also, yeah, on Twitter, if you're like above the age of like 22, you have like a 401k. You're ancient when you're 22 years old on Twitter, let alone 25, dude. Oh my God. Anyways, my notes aren't pulling up. I had notes written down of like stuff that I thought about yesterday. Cause I'm gonna have to, oh my God, I'm gonna have to do 2 episodes in a row. Oh my God. I'm literally realizing right now that tomorrow is recording day for the next episode, and that I'm literally gonna have to do so many episodes of this show in one sitting. Oh my God, I think we have 3 episodes scheduled to record this week. I think there's 4. Oh my God, I'm gonna be podcasted out, brother. Dude, I'm gonna be so podcasted out by the end of this week. I think I literally have 4 episodes to record, and that's oh my God. Dude, what did I do to myself, man? I have one night where I stay out past midnight, and now I have 4 podcasts to record. Oh no. Anyways. Oh boy. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. I can just use my phone. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of the world. But that wind is really winding right now. And I'm not gonna lie, that's probably picking up real nasty sauce on the episode. I'm gonna be right back. Of course, I start the camera right back up. I had to run back to the car real quick because I wanted my drink and I wanted my snacks. I was hungry. I'm a hungry bro. This is like turning into a food-based podcast. Maybe maybe that's our like sign. Maybe that's where we need to go next with this show. Well, actually, this week I am recording a snack review. We're bringing back the snack reviews, by the way, but this one's going to be, let's just say this time around we have a little more of a budget with this episode. I will tell you guys that much. We have a little more of a budget this time around. And that's thanks to you guys, actually. I'm not even joking when I say I was like, I really want to do this video idea that I've been wanting to do videos similar to this video idea, but like finally I have like the time to do it. Excuse me. I'm going to just sit down and do it. But I'm like, I need a little bit of a budget. I need to be able to buy things. And our budget was roughly, I want to say like $20. And we were luckily under budget with the stuff that I bought for this video. But that's something to anticipate in the future. Not to anticipate right now, because we're not doing that right now. In fact, I might actually be coming back here to film. Dude, I literally just have to make so much content this week. YouTuber bitches and moans about his job where he has to sit down and record stuff and be entertaining. Meanwhile, on this road, there's just constant, blue-collar truck drivers going up and down the road looking at me, thinking to themselves like, dang, I wish I had a podcast instead of working construction or something like that where I get to drink 6 beers a day for my lunch. What y'all know about the 6-beer lunch? For real, though. For real. What y'all know about the 6-beer lunch? I'm trying to think of like what else I had to talk about. Oh, I wrote this down in my notes, and this is, again, sorry, this is about the Greek rap still. I cannot stop. I cannot get this thing out of my head. I might go get another one today. I'm not even joking. It was so good. It was just so good. Or maybe that was just like me, like craving food at like 12 o'clock, like midnight talking. And maybe I'm going to go back today. Maybe I will go back today and get it again. And it's going to be like the grossest thing ever, which I want to say, so yesterday when I woke up after like 4 hours of sleep, I was like, I awoke, unlike today where I woke up and I realized I didn't have a podcast episode anymore because it just magically disappeared. I woke up yesterday and I was like, oh my God, I have another half of that wrap sitting in the fridge right now that I can just scarf it down. And I gotta say something. This is a big downfall to the tortilla-based food category, if you will. The tzatziki sauce, I believe that's how you say it, got so soggy that it soaked into the wrap and made it mushy. It was kind of gross to eat. It was very doughy at that point. I like my tortillas to have like a little bit of give to them. If I bite into a tortilla, I want it to have a little bit of, dude, I feel like every time I get like interrupted or something like that, it always turns into that like report of the week meme where he just like turns really fast to go see what it, you know what I'm talking, does anybody know what I'm talking about? No, nobody has any idea. Nobody knows who report of the week is anymore. All right. I'll go cry about it. This old guy just kept talking about report of the week on his podcast. Oh my goodness. What, like, who's this report of the week? I mean, if you don't know who Jesus, then maybe it was a bad idea to film. I mean, I had no other choice. I couldn't. Oh, yeah, we're here today. I would have just filmed another episode from home, but I'm glad we're out of the house. But we're here today because something I'm giving a eulogy or like a wedding speech. We're gathered here today. That's more of a eulogy. We're here today because they're doing work on my neighbor's house right now. And like, I did like a brief audio test to see like, well, if I decided to record the audio for today's episode, what would it sound like? And it was me talking. And then in the background, all you could hear was it sounded like I put you guys in a microwave. That's the best way I can explain it. It was very microwave-esque. And I was like, you know what? Butterfly land. That's what I call this place now because I've recently realized that I believe that that's for breeding butterflies over there. Or there's these boxes that exist over there. I don't know what they're for. I believe that they're for butterflies because I remember reading something about this being a butterfly place or a place for butterflies. I have no idea. Big wind gust. Bear with me, guys. It's like we're in like Assassin's Creed 4 and we're like, it's like brace and you're getting shot with cannonballs and stuff like that. Y'all ever play? Ah! What is that? What is that thing on me? There's a bug on me. Check this out. I don't want to hurt him. There's a caterpillar. He looks like a stick. Take a look. I'm going to show the camera. Look at him. He's not hurting me, but I'm going to just like gently flick him away. Oh, he's on my MacBook now. No. Okay, it's okay, little guy. Get off my MacBook. This is such a disaster. He's in the dirt now. Okay. I didn't realize how many bugs there. I mean, we're in nature. Oh no. He's okay. He's crawling away. I realized that this place is a butterfly section. Like I think they're breeding butterflies over there. And I just realized that caterpillars come from butterflies. Wait, butterflies come from caterpillars. Is that one of their, oh no. Are you far from home, little guy? Do we gotta carry you back home? He's okay though. He's like wiggling away right now. He's very hard to see. I almost thought he was like a twig or something like that. I didn't realize he was on my back. Thus is life sometimes. Sometimes you're on the back of a podcaster. Other times you're not. Other times you are the podcaster with a caterpillar on your back. Other times you're the caterpillar on the back of a podcaster. No in between there. Anyways. Oh, we're about halfway into the episode. I think it's about time that we whip out ye old, if we have cell service that is, ye old Merriam-Webster word of the day. We should really start doing this at the beginning of the episodes, but whatever, right? Who cares? Let's do word of the day. What do we got? Show me what we got. Antithetical. Oh, I like this word. Antithetical. Wait. Antithetical. I always say antithetical, but it's fine. Antithetical. Antithetical typically describes something that is indirect and unambiguous opposition to another thing is often used with two. So it's like that. This is antithetical to that. Caterpillars are no, not antithetical. I'm trying to think of what's antithetical to podcasters. Shilling for crypt. No, that's not a good example of antithetical. I'm trying to relate to it. We will find a use for that word because I use that word a lot. But I also saw a tweet the other day that was like YouTubers and podcasts, specifically video essay people, tend to use words like quintessential or penultimate, and they use them wrong or they overuse them, and then those words, like, you know how like you use a word too much and it loses its meaning? That's kind of like the vibe of like, it was kind of like the vibe of the tweet. It was like, you don't need to be saying penultimate when you're describing something that's really good. You don't need to say quintessential. What does quintessential even mean, actually? Now I'm curious. Now we have a new word of the day. Maybe big words are antithetical to being I don't know, like a content. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Now I can't even think of an example of antithetical. Oh, staying out past midnight is antithetical to creating positive content, creating good content the next day, and you have to cancel your Twitch stream. There we go. I'll come up with an actually better example. But cheers, caffeine time. I need caffeine. Oh my god. I just got a really bad fear in my head at that moment when I took that sip. And that's because I've been getting that recently. New fears, new phobias of things, which is not good. That's not how you want to live your life. But what was it? Recently, I found out, well, one of the new big fears that I have is that apparently you can just like get allergies to things. Like, you can be perfectly fine eating peanuts one day, and then like the next day you're going to anaphylactic shock. That is that thought has not left my mind. That can just happen to me one day. That I can just like wake up, go grab a handful of peanuts, which I do very frequently. Like, I'll get up at like 7 a.m. and I'm just like, need food, need fuel right now. Handful of cocktail peanuts, and I just start breaking out in hives and going into anaphylactic shock. What the fuck was that? That was actually like, I don't think that picked up on the microphone. That was fucking terrifying, whatever that is. Oh no! My drink fell over. Well, it's empty anyways. I'm gonna move back. You know, we're gonna move back to the car. We're gonna finish the main episode in the car. How about that? Moving back to the car was a very good idea, I think, to end the episode, because after I cut the camera and after I turned off the audio, of course, right after I stopped that, whatever made that sound made it again. And I was just like, this time it was closer. And I don't know, it's probably nothing, probably harmless. But I was like, do I want to take my chance with the week that I've had? Do I want to take my dang chances with whatever this forest demon creature could be that's going to come out of the woods and until dawn my ass? Or that guy who, oh no. What if I just let somebody, well, I wouldn't do it intentionally, but like, what if that's just what happened right now, is I just let somebody die without, like, what am I supposed to, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What if like a forest demon thing comes crawling out of the woods, and it's like, it looks like a deer, but it's walking on all fours, and it's all like bloody and fucked up looking, and then it starts attacking that guy who just walked by me, and I was like his last, like, what is it, like last witness? What would it be? Like, I was the last person to see them. I'm gonna have to testify in court. They're gonna think it was me. They're gonna frame me. They're gonna say I was the. Why did I sound like Donald Trump there for a second? They're gonna frame me. They're going to claim it was me. The liberals are going to claim that I killed this man in the woods. I did not. I have a terrible Trump impression. I should never, ever attempt character-based humor on this show ever again. But yeah, no. I was like, I don't know what that noise is. Also, it's really windy. And of course, Now the wind has died down ever since I moved back to the car, but I'm not going to bother moving back to the bench. I don't want to be there right now, especially with whatever that vulture fucking turkey thing was, dude. Like, I don't know what that thing was. I don't know what that was, guys. I'm scared. That's how I feel right now. Like, with whatever that, I feel like I wasn't supposed to see that thing out in the day, whatever it was. Like, it was like a turkey or a vulture of sorts. And it was lurking around. Maybe that's what made that noise, which I think some of you guys think I might be lying about there being a noise having had been made. But yes, no, there was like some noise, like a squeak, almost like a fox. What, get it, guys? Like that song, that hit song from like a decade ago? That was 10 years ago, guys. Holy crap, too, Lois. That's insane. I can't even believe that, like, that was a decade ago. We are 10 years out from What Does the Fox Say? Let's bring it back. We brought back, on my streams, we brought back Fred Figglehorn. We can bring back, I almost said Huck to a Girl. The What Does the Fox Say guy. Whatever his name was. Oh! Why the fuck is everything attacking me today? What the hell? A leaf just fell onto me. Why everything? Why me today? Why me? Why me? I'm going to need to eat a Greek wrap to forget about this. Oh no, I'm going to need my emotional support Greek wrap with extra tzatziki sauce and hot sauce to make myself feel better. Oh no, whatever will I do? I don't have, oh no. I'm going to need to order so much food from this diner and eat it all in one sitting. I was saying, though, about Greek wrap, or about just wraps in general, is that they're never good the next day. That's a big flaw in the wrap business, in the tortilla business, is that it's almost like you're biting into a big mushy, like, I don't know, it's mushy. I don't like when things are mushy. I need there to be a give to a tortilla, like I was saying. There needs to be a give to a tortilla. I want to bite into it, feel like I just bit into skin, okay? Maybe I am what's a Wendigo? Is that what it's called? Skinwalker? Maybe that is me. Maybe I'm actually secretly the cannibal. Maybe I made that noise and I just didn't even realize it. Like, that was me that made that noise out there, and I'm going to go hunt down that guy and eat him. This is going to be evidence one day, actually. I thought about that, though, also. That was another thing that I thought about, is that, like, I have a footprint online, technically, and kind of like, who's that guy who does, like, the Chris Chan videos or whatever it is? He does he does like Chris Chan, like, history or whatever, and like they had to use his channel in like the actual court case against Chris Chan or something like that. Who am I thinking of? Who's the guy who did like the Chris Chan shit? Oh my god, I'm blanking on it. But like, I thought about that. I was like, oh my god, I have like a digital footprint. Like, one day, this could be used against me in court, or used for me in court. Actually, it'd be very cool if this was used in support of me in court one day. Like, I don't know, like, maybe I'm, like, suing somebody, or maybe somebody's trying to, like, sue me, or, like, accuse me of something, and then it's like, well, no, according to this date, he was here at this location podcasting, or something like that, or he was vlogging that day, so, sorry, your case against him is getting thrown out. And they physically lift up the guy or person, whoever that's suing me, and they throw them out onto the curb, and they tumble. Like Arthur, I almost said Arthur Morgan, Arthur Fleck in Joker. How did I just remember the fucking Joker's name? Like I almost said, not Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Why did I pull that out of like the deep recesses of my brain? They like throw him out like that, and except this time he doesn't have a whole crowd of people cheering him on. He has a crowd of people who hate him. And they want to see him die because he tried to sue me. And my podcast saved the day. I wonder if I would I was going to say like maybe that would make some kind of like history or record or something like that. Like, no, people have definitely had their content used either for or against them in court. People go to court for YouTube these days. In fact, I remember there was a YouTube channel I used to watch, about a decade ago, kind of like that song. Like 10 years ago, there was this one YouTube channel that I used to watch, and it was like a project owned by several people. And I forgot, I think it was literally it was a YouTube channel just called Video Games. Or maybe I don't want to shout out, because they had like a huge controversy. And basically that controversy was that it was over like who owned the channel. And it was like, originally there was like a lawsuit. And then the people that were being sued countersued. It was people suing each other over one channel. Like, it was like the people who owned the channel suing each other. And the people who like countersued won the counter lawsuit, which is like, that's so crazy to me. Like over a YouTube channel. But like, I mean, I get at some point it becomes business, but it's like, I could never imagine, I'm going to be maybe like really regretting saying this in like a year's time. I'm going to be like suing somebody. I could never imagine like suing somebody over like content, over like a YouTube channel. Like that is just so morally wrong to me. No, it's really not. I mean, I guess it is. To me, I think it's kind of crazy that people like sue each other over YouTube channels and whatnot, over content. That like judges have to be up to date on like YouTuber drama. Is that what that is nowadays? Is like being a judge nowadays literally just being Keemstar? Is that what that is? It's literally just like you're just like the Keemstar of like the real world. You're the drama alert of the real world is being a judge. Going to school. How do you become a judge? Do you go to like, I assume you go to like a law school or something like that. It's probably pretty similar to becoming like a lawyer or something. I have no idea. I don't know. I've never sued anybody. I'm not, hopefully not in anybody's sights to be sued. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, that's my whole spiel. But that's all I got to say about that. What was I saying before that, though? There was something else I was saying, and I'm blanking on it right now. We talked about Greek raps. We talked about food. Talked about all that other stuff. That's the... Oh, my God. Okay. You guys are never going to believe this. You guys are never going to fucking believe this right now. I'm going to wait till they pull away. No. I'm going to start talking about it right now. This is a conspiracy theory now. I have a conspiracy theory now. This is a perfect way to like kind of taper out the episode here is with a conspiracy theory. So when I got here, there was one car parked, right? I never saw who drove that car. I went over to the bench, set up, and then obviously, as you guys know, halfway through the episode, somebody drove up in another car and parked there and then walked off into the woods. That person has since come back and is entered the other car and is turning it on and driving it. Like, obviously not stealing it. Clearly they had keys. What is going on here? What did I witness something I wasn't supposed to witness? What kind of an exchange was this right here? Also, I hope that they don't have like a problem with me being here, just like recording. I mean, I'm allowed to be here. That is so bizarre. Sorry that like if you can't tell, it's like really obvious whenever people are nearby while I'm recording, because like I just go really quiet on the episode and I just become like so small. That's where the show name comes from. No, not really. I feel my throat like giving out though. Oh my God, talking for so long is so difficult to do. They really don't prepare you for that when you go to podcasting school. Lawyers go to law school, podcasters go to podcasting school. Being a podcaster is antithetical to being a lawyer. That's not true at all, actually. In fact, a lot of content creators have lawyers now and whatnot. Now, don't they? That's becoming, I guess, a lot more common these days, is just being a content creator with like a lawyer. They're almost intertwined like this, like a honey twist pretzel. I'm hungry today. I can't even deny it. I need food today. I'm like a hungry boy. I'm a hungry little hippo right now. I'm going to be gobbling balls day and night. I'm going to make sure that their license plate, I'm going to flex my biceps so that their license plate doesn't pick up on the camera. I at least have the decency to do that. That is so, I'm still so shocked as to I want to know what just happened. Like, why did they swap cars? Did we witness a crime be committed and now we are an accomplice? Now we are going to go to to court or something like that. Now we're going to do a podcast episode from the courtroom as I'm giving my testimony or giving my speech as to what I witnessed today. We witnessed it. Oh my God. I think that car belonged to a skinwalker. And they took the form of the person who walked into the woods and then like killed them. That was the sound of them killing them or transforming into them. And then the skinwalker came back and just drove away right now. We just had like a very real, like, I'm actually not even joking. I'm actually fucking perplexed as to what just happened. That was the same person who like Originally, when they pulled up here in the other car, like, I was under the impression that they somehow like worked for the park, because the way that they were approaching me was so like official and very I'm gonna have to ask you to leave, man. And like had like a notepad and everything. And I really thought I was about to get I thought I was about to get the boot out of the park. And I guess I just have something in my head where it's like, I'm not supposed to be filming anywhere. It's against the rules, but that's not true at all. Like, I'm allowed to be recording here, and I know my laws. I went to law school, thank you very much. I went to Podcasters Law School. Man, oh man, I wish I had another energy drink right now. I could really use a little boost of caffeine. This is a podcast purely about consumerism these days. This is a podcast purely about me desiring to consume stuff. Which, I mean, honestly, if you think about it, what else is an influencer besides just a mass consumer of stuff that convinces other people, to mass consume stuff as well? It really makes you think, huh? Really makes you, the podcaster says stupidest thing alive. Really makes you think, though. Really makes you scratching your head thinking, though. I'm just now realizing how late this episode's going to be going out. Jeez Louise. Dang it. At least for the Patreon people. The Patreon people, you're going to be getting this episode mad late. Like, mad late. It should still be on time for the Tuesday release. But this is not going to matter to anybody watching this podcast 3 years down the road, you know? 3 years down the road, and you're not even going to be... You're going to be like, what are you talking about? The episodes have been uploaded. You have a big brand deal now. You're working with Roblox, which is actually true. Over on the Twitch stream, I think... as of today, I think our contract is up, but I was sponsored by Roblox, and I did a sponsored Roblox stream last Sunday, I believe, which was very nice to see those kinds of things fall into place for me. Is that smoke? Oh no, that's dust. Oh my god. Yeah, thank gosh I don't know why I'm trying to censor myself. Thank fuck we went back inside the car to end the episode, because that thing of dust, that little of dust could have hit me and all my equipment and gotten it dirty. And maybe it would have killed that caterpillar. I hope that caterpillar found its way home, back to its like butterfly sanctuary or whatever, and is going to sprout big old wings one day and fly off into the night sky, or into the day sky. I don't know why it has to be nighttime. It can be during the day too. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter to me. You know. Any way the wind blows. Oh man, hawk to a spit on that thing, everybody. I'm glad I got out of the house though we've been doing the episodes out of the house recently. I'm just hoping that I have to come back here and film something else tomorrow, and I'm just really hoping that the wind isn't like blowing as much as it is, because that would actually completely ruin the video that I have to do tomorrow. That would really bother me. That would genuinely really bother me. Anyways, you know what we could do to really end the episode? We had a little interaction where somebody switched bodies or something like that. I don't know what just happened. That was so bizarre. And obviously I wasn't gonna like film that guy, because it's like, hey, you're just like a stranger. You're not consenting to be on my epic podcast. Let's do Urban Dictionary. Let's go on Urban Dictionary. Here we go. The first thing that popped up on Urban Dictionary is mourny. Mourny. The feeling of extreme horniness during times of great emotional pain. After Uncle Grover from like Sesame Street? After Uncle Grover died, I got so mourny that I went to a strip club after the funeral. Maybe have you ever been mourny? Have you ever been I can see mourniness being a thing. You're mourny, you know, you're sad, but you want to fuck. You're sad, but you're just looking for a quick nut. You're looking for a quick bust or something like that. I feel like that's more common. It's just putting a word to it, I think, is what adds another level of, it's like you read it at first and you're like, well, first of all, the Uncle Grover. Who the hell is an Uncle Grover? Comment down below. Do you have an Uncle Grover? Does he live on Sesame Street? Is he like a silly blue guy that lives on Sesame Street? Does he have a book that I see at Target all the time called, Stop It, there's a scary monster at the end of the book, ha ha ha, or something like that. Does he? And if he does, comment that down below too. That is, I really want to know. I actually want to know if you know a person named Grover. But back to the comment about mourniness. I feel like that's more common than but it's just like reading a word. or reading like a definition attached to it, or seeing it actually manifested as its own word, morniness, the initial reaction is like, what? Who the fuck has ever felt that before? But then you think about it and you're like, I've known many morny people. I've known people who are in morny phases of their lives. You're mourning and you're horny. You're morny. I like that a lot, actually. I think that's a very creative, which I do appreciate. Very creative way to describe a feeling that I think most people have probably felt at some point in their life. Or maybe you've never been morny before. Have you been, if you've never been morny before, which one have you been? Have you mourned? Have you been horny? Because it's like you can have been both separate times. Which one would you say you are more? Are you more mourning or horny? Usually, if you've never been morny before. I just want to know. I'm just curious to get like a, oh God, I just stepped on this can that I've had in the back seat of my car for forever. I'm going to stomp on it. Ready? Yeah. I just got a bunch of like shit from, not actual shit, but like stuff from the bottom of my shoe all over the floor of my car, which I do desperately need to vacuum out soon. Maybe you know what? If we're going to close the episode out now, and I'm going to have to like give some like parting words. Man, I'm starting to stutter a whole lot. What's going on, man? Maybe it's just because I didn't sleep well last night. Or maybe it's because like I was drifting in and out of sleep like all day yesterday. And I always notice that like days where like I do that, or days where I have like an off day, like the next day, my throat, I sound like I'm mourning. I sound like maybe something's turning me on, but also I'm like sad a little bit. I always sound like I'm crying. Somebody told me that hearing me casually talk, like this will never like leave my brain. This is one of those like observations that somebody made about me that like will just never leave my brain. And I'll always think about it. And it's been years since they told me this. They were like, your talking voice just makes you sound like you're always about to cry. Like I'm like on the verge of like breaking and just being like, no, like somebody told me that one time. And I'm like, are you fucking, now I can't stop thinking about it. Now I feel like I've been fighting that ever since I was like 12 years old when I was told that. It's like the worst thing. That was like the worst thing. That's what this podcast always turns into. This podcast always turns into a therapy session for me. Dang it. Oh, dang it. Oh, God, dang it. Well, anyways, get morny this weekend. Well, no, maybe just get horny this weekend or this week. Whenever you're watching this, get horny. Don't get morny. Well, if you're going to get morny, if you're going to mourn, get morny. If you're going to have a negative, make a positive out of it. There you go. See, that's a good way of putting it. If you're going to have a negative, make a positive out of it. That I like that one though. You know what? We had antithetical come up as the word of the day in the episode, and I feel like we kind of had like an underrated usage of the word. I feel like it's because it was a word that I already knew, that like in my brain, it was like my brain was fighting myself, and it was like, no. You're not going to be able to use this episode or use the word properly in the episode. But then like the silver lining, the little cherry on top was that we had morny, which is a lovely Urban Dictionary word and discovery. I love that very, very much. Well, to summarize this episode, we got attacked by a caterpillar. We got attacked by a leaf. We got morny towards the end there. We had to move back into the car. This episode was made under last-minute circumstances. I almost said pretenses. I don't think that's correct. This episode was made under last-minute circumstances because, again, like I said, the original episode just went whoosh into like thin air, just whoosh, vanished, gone, completely, forever, for good. And now I'm struggling to wiggle my way on back to the top, everybody. Well, the episode's going to continue over on the Patreon. If you want to go subscribe to the Patreon, only $5 a month. And recently, the Patreon has helped me fund doing other things, which is really nice. It's helped me fund a YouTube video that we're going to be filming here tomorrow. Very exciting stuff. If you want to go follow the Twitch streams, those have been really fun recently when I've been able to do them. Unfortunately, it's been a little few and far between with the Twitch streams. I think tonight I'm watching a movie on stream. I think I'm doing The Princess Bride. Oh, I mean, I'm not watching any movies on stream because it's not allowed. So teehee, sorry, just kidding. Not doing anything on stream. In fact, I'm banned from streaming because I got taken to court and sued for $1 bajillion. So don't even bother looking over at my Twitch stream. It's gone. Anyways, go follow over on the Patreon if you want some bonus extended edition of the episode. Depending on my ability to do this, if I can get away with what I'm going to go do right now, you can expect something a little bit different than a podcast. Mayhaps this will be more vlog style. And if not, there's another location that I'm going to go finish the podcast at, do a little extra. The turkey's back. All right, we're going to go run this turkey or vulture thing over. And then you guys can watch on the Patreon or I just totally lost my train of thought. All right, bye guys. See you guys next week.